Those of you that attended the big party that was given for the senior citizens by Mr. George Singer was extremely happy. And I would like to let you know that he's going to do something different, and that's why I wanted to get him on the telephone. But we are having some difficulty out here. So if you will just bear with us, we might get it corrected. In the meantime, I want you to know that on July 27th, there will be a community picnic that will be sponsored by Mr. George Singer. At the picnic, you will have the opportunity to see all of your friends, all of your relatives. It starts at 11 a.m. and will not stop until 5 p.m. See, let's just make it really outstanding. Why don't you bring your own basket up to the air-conditioned House of Bingo? The House of Bingo is located here in Oklahoma City, in the heart of Oklahoma City, 3613 North Everett Street, here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You can play bingo in the meantime. You don't have to go all over the state to play bingo. You can play bingo at home. And what we are doing now, we are making sure that we get Mr. George Singer on the radio because he is going to be telling you all about it. He will be telling you more than I can ever dare tell you about it. But I can say to all of you that's riding on the NACP's back, the people from the National told me to tell you to get off that back and get in. Now, it's a shame when people start talking to me about education, and I have this position with the Board of Education, I have one question to ask you. When did you attend NACP meeting last? Now, we have some vacancies in the NACP, and especially in the NACP Youth Council. We need some advisors. And while we are getting these advisors, I'm going to tell you all about it. We have a new group at NACP that's named after George Singer and Gloria Matthews. We really have it. Jack, I want you to say hello to the people out in Radio Land until I get back and get Mr. Singer on the line.
Hello, everyone in Radio Land.
Oh, Mr. Singer.
Yes.
This is Clara Luper. I've gone through all kind of trouble trying to get to you today.
Well, it says good things come for those who wait.
Well, I have waited long enough for you. I understand that you have something that's extremely exciting for this community. Tell me about it.
Yes, Miss Luper, and to our fellow listeners, I'm the one that puts on the House of, I have the House of Bingo. Also, I put on Senior Citizens once every month, every first Monday. But now I have an added attraction, which I think would be real nice for everyone. Senior citizens don't make no difference, young, old, don't make no blind, cripple, or crazy. All come out and enjoy themselves to the community picnic that I've started every last Sunday of each month. It starts at 11 o'clock in the morning and goes to 5 in the afternoon. We'll have all kind of fun and games. Also this time we'll have a big fish fry. Just come, plenty of music. Just come out and enjoy yourself. Meet your old friends. It's sort of like a family reunion. Just come out. Everyone's invited to this community picnic. We're planning on throwing a real big one, and so far I'm getting a lot of response on this, and I believe the house is going to be packed, so come early so you can get a place. I can only hold 700 people.
Oh, you can only hold 700, and you're telling my radio audience?
700 people is not all I can hold.
And you're telling my radio audience about it?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Singer, are you telling my radio audience that you're going to be frying fish for 700 people?
700 people. We're going to have a fish fry there. All of them that on this in this picnic, you are allowed to bring your baskets or whatever you want to bring. Bring it. If you don't have nothing, come anyhow. Don't make a bit of difference. This is a community picnic. Everyone pick your pitch in and just do what they want to do. Enjoy themselves. Fun and games. We'll have all kind of fun games. Also, I will be giving trophies away to the best domino players, the best whist players, bridge players, chess players. You name it, we'll have it.
Okay, well, I play Scrabble, and I play extremely well. In fact, it's very difficult for anybody to beat me. I don't know anybody that can beat me except my husband.
Beat you playing that game? Well,
Scrabble.
Well, if the husband versus wife, we'll just put him on you.
Well, he can sure beat me. I don't like that. I hate to admit it, but C.P. Wilson tears me up in Scrabble. But he's the only one that can do it. I don't meet anybody else on the Scrabble board.
Oh, now you talking awful big there. Now I know somebody can play that game.
Okay, then you dig them up, and we'll see.
I'd like to see the contest, and I will give a big trophy if they beat you.
Okay, well, I will give a trophy to anybody that can beat me. Now, that's a big talk.
Now, everyone hears that. Now, we're going to make Miss Luper talk.
Okay, now, the House of Bingo is located where?
Northeast Shopping Center, off 36th Street and Northeast Shopping Center.
Well, Mr. Singer, because of your involvement with NACP, they have named a group at the NACP after you. It's known as the George Singer Group.
That is a wonderful thing. That's wonderful.
Well, you join those people like Mr. DJ Diggs, Mr. F.D. Moon, Senator E. Melvin Porter. Yes, you're in class now. And we have one more person, Mrs. Gloria Matthews, was also added as a group. You'll be in that group with Mrs. Esther Watson, Mr. Cecil Williams. What we do in NACP Youth Council, those people that have given services, like Reverend Perry and others, we have a Perry's Dolls. We want to keep these people in the minds of our young people. And we want people all over this state to continue to remember you for what you are doing for people.
Well, I like to do things, help people and stuff, and everything I do comes straight from the heart. It's just something that I just feel good doing myself, and I just take it on my own. I don't ask for no handouts, just come right on. I do everything from my heart, and then I ain't got, if I do it myself, then I ain't got no back talk.
Well, you fry that fish from your heart, and I'll eat it from my heart.
Oh, that sounds good.
Well, thanks a lot.
All righty.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, this is the Clara Luper Radio Show. This portion of our show is being brought to you by Enterprise Square Place. Enterprise Square Place, oh, what a deal, you'll be glad you did. 4901 North Martin Luther King Avenue. That's the place. Martin Luther King Avenue. You can get your license tags, you can get your utility bills, you can buy stamps, and you can get your cleaning all taken care of. You can get your laundromat. You can do it. You can really do it up at Enterprise Square Place. That's the place, Enterprise Square Place. If you're a senior citizen, on Mondays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to exactly 11 a.m., all you'll have to do is a call for free transportation, 427-9302. Now, that's Sherry's Laundry, Sherry's Laundromat, and most of all, they'll be there waiting for you. The Watkins Stevens Skyview Convalescent Nursing Home is clean, it's modern, it's a home for the sick and the aged. They have 24-hour nursing service. Mrs. Betty R. Lynch is the administrator, and you are invited to go out and look at the nursing home. When I was in Baltimore, Maryland, people just stood in line to buy my book, Behold the Walls by Clara Luper. I've never sold so many books in all my life, and I have a few of my first edition left. Those of you that would like to get your copy of Behold the Walls, call me at 424-3949. I'm expecting George Farmer from Los Angeles, California to call today to tell us about that Dungy class reunion. It was embarrassing to find out that some of you Dungyites have not send in your registration fee to Los Angeles. Let's do it, because those people from Los Angeles came to Oklahoma City in large numbers, and certainly we want to do the same. It's really a pleasure to greet you at a time when we are talking about the future. Now, you've got to help me. I cannot do this by myself, nor can the youth advisors. We went to the National NACP Convention, and for the first time, we took part in AXO. Now, AXO is a program that's sponsored by the NACP that has to do with the mind. It's rooted in the idea that blacks can succeed in the classroom as well as they can succeed out in the sports arena. If you can bounce a ball, you can also do bounce chemistry, you can bounce physical education, you can bounce. Now, the theme of AXO is Black is Brilliant, which means black is smart. I had the opportunity this week to see 747 young blacks representing 411 cities participate in the AXO program. Now, Oklahoma this time had 4 participants. We didn't win, but we tried. We're going back next year, and I saw a smile on Tiffany Williams' face, and she said, next year I'm going back. Now, let me tell you the categories, and I want you to help me. I want you to help me find 1 or 2 people, or 4, to participate in the following categories. Now, I don't want no stuff. I want you to find me some young people from the 9th through the 12th grade who's writing music composition. I need them in original essays, playwriting, and poetry. And you can't tell me that somewhere in this beautiful state we don't have those people that can come up with original essays, playwriting, poetry. Now, in the sciences, I need some help. I need some young people from the 9th through the 12th grade in these fields: architecture, biology, chemistry, computer science, electronics, energy, mathematics, and physics. In the performing arts, I need someone to represent the state of Oklahoma in dance, in dramatics, in musical instruments, in vocal music, and in speech. For visual arts, I need someone that can draw. And someone told me about a young man that could really draw. I want to see that young man. And if you know any young people that can draw and they are from the 9th through the 12th grade, let me know. I need someone in film making and video and in painting and photography and sculpture. Now, very fortunately, I have secured some people, and I need some more help. Those of you that are in those fields, and Scotty Haskins, attorney Ava Arsenio Johnson, I have a long list that are going to help me, along with those devoted advisors that went to the National NAACP Convention, Ms. Cheryl Fowler, Ms. Leola Ford, Mr. Marshall Goodrich, Mrs. Letty Ruth Hunter, Mrs. Nancy Davis, and others. We've got to do it. Now, talk will not do it. And one thing I've got to tell the people in Oklahoma: if we don't train our children, they will not have a chance. And it's no if and and about it. We've got to train our kids and give them some background material. And they can learn everything else. They can learn nouns, pronouns, mathematical functions, and theories. We've got to do it. Now, you started the babies off sucking those, I hate to call the names of those things. They call them pacifiers. I hate that name. Don't let them suck those pacifiers. Don't let them be content with getting up on the stage and not opening their mouths. Make them do it. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and you are making this show possible because you advertise on the Clara Luper Radio Show. If you didn't advertise on this show, you would never hear what's happening in your own community. And I want you to continue to advertise. And incidentally, if you want to advertise, call me at 424-3949. Just like I'm advertising my business. I'm working this summer for the Life Flight Services. And those of you that are flying out of town or driving out of town, call me, 424-3949. I have something that I feel that you will never forget. You will always say, thank God for Clara Luper because she told me about Life Flight Services. Sir Charles Attell is located at 6225 Southeast 15th Street. He will change that old suit and bring it up to date. Call him at 733-7600. Burger Brothers have some specials for today. Burger Brothers, located at 412 South Harvey Street here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. They have everyday low prices. Yes, all at Burger Brothers. As the clock of time slowly rolls around, according to the Constitution of the state of Oklahoma, every 2 years we have an opportunity to elect those people in the House of Representatives that represents our dreams and our aspirations. The next portion of this program is a paid political announcement, paid for friends of a young man that's destined to make history. This is a paid political program. If you would like to tell news about your candidate, why don't you call us? And incidentally, as you plan the campaign, I want you to advertise not only on the Clara Luper Radio Show. I want you to advertise on the Black Businessman's Show. I want you to advertise with KBYE, because that is the radio that's given us an opportunity to bring you the news. This is a paid political announcement. As we look at politics, we know politics is a science of government, and we know that it takes people to operate our government. I understand, and Mr. Douglas Brown and Crizzo Meadows were on my earlier show, and they were telling me, in fact, Mr. Brown told me that he had found a candidate that he could really be proud of. How can you tell whether or not you can be proud of a person? I can tell you. Go to that person's home. Find out what kind of person he is in his home. And that's why I've invited this lovely young lady here today. And your name is?
Jackie Meadows.
Now, Jackie Meadows, are you any kin to Crizzo Meadows?
Yes, I am. He's my brother.
Okay, he's your brother. Okay, now did you know that your brother was going to run for the state representative in District 97?
Yes,
Oh, who told you?
he did.
Oh, how did he tell you?
We were talking one evening, and he told me that he decided to represent the people of District 97 because he felt that District 97 needed sound representation.
Now, that's your brother. Crizzo is your brother. Do you think that Crizzo has what it takes to represent the people in District number 97?
Most certainly I do.
You really do?
I really do.
Well, what kind of brother is he? Usually brothers thump their sisters' heads and all of that. What kind of brother is he?
He's the type of brother that is concerned with his sisters, his family. He's the type of brother that will look out for us. He's the type of brother that can lead us by the hand and guide us.
Oh, he's really that kind of person?
Yes.
All right, tell me more about him.
Crizzo has always tried to help his brothers and sisters. Crizzo continues to give us strength and give us encouragement. In high school, he encouraged us to work and to continue on to get our education. He was a leader in high school.
And today's show is being brought to you by Rainbow, and Rainbow is good bread. This is an interesting day because we will have the opportunity to talk to people from all over, and you will have the opportunity to listen. I want you to call a friend today and tell your friend to listen to the Clara Luper radio show. This portion of our show is brought to you by the McPherson's Drug Store. Have you needed a prescription filled recently? Do you want to make sure that your druggist know exactly what he is doing? Then I want you to get in contact with McPherson's Drug Store, right here in the heart of Oklahoma City. Call it a prescription shop, if you may. Call it a place where senior citizens are being protected, where they receive a 10% discount for all senior citizens. You may call 427-3092. Remember, McPherson's open weekdays from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Now, McPherson's Drug Store is located on Northeast 26 and North May here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and certainly I want you to be sure and call your friends and tell your friends that Clara Luper is back. Clara Luper is back. Back from the NAACP National Convention, the 77th Annual NAACP Convention. This was the 30th year that I have taken a busload of students, young people, to the National Convention. And certainly I want to tell you all about it. Mainly I want to tell you that the people with PhDs were at the National Convention. I wanted to tell you that the ministers were at the National Convention. And if your minister, if your PhDers, if your lawmakers were not in Baltimore, they certainly missed something. I want you to know that we have been asked to ask the people that are beneficiaries of NACP. We have asked them to come home to NACP. Come home to NACP. We need leadership. It doesn't make sense for the NACP to work as hard as it has worked for all these 77 years, and now they need leaders, doctors, lawyers, political leaders, and they do not have them. That's certainly not fair. Well, what is fair then? It's fair for me to tell you that if you are black and in a leading position, you didn't just walk in that position, you got there because somebody helped you to get to that position. And don't you forget it. You owe the NACP something. It's not fair. It's not fair. Let's play the game fair. You are now in administration with the Board of Education, the State Board of Education. You are in those positions, and you've got to carry your part of the load. A few days ago, the black people in Oklahoma were dreaming of the day when the senator would recommend to the President of the United States a black man for a judgeship. Nobody could say to the black community throughout the state of Oklahoma that we did not have attorneys that were prepared to serve. Nobody could look at the qualifications of a Judge Alexander, a Judge Owens, or an attorney and say that we didn't have the people. But Oklahoma's blacks were shocked when the Honorable Senator, Senator Nichols, recommended a non-black for that position. Now, what's the sad part about it? Oklahoma is the only state in the Southwest who does not have a federal appointed judge. Now, I would like to repeat that because we have a lot of politicians that will be walking around and say, oh, I'm supporting Nichols. But the question is, now Nichols had an opportunity to appoint a black man, a black qualified man based upon educational statistics, based upon experience. But what did he do? He brought in a new person and said to the people in Oklahoma City and in the state of Oklahoma, I will not recommend to the President of the United States a black person for that position. When I returned home, it caught me as a surprise. Today, in fact today, at 1 o'clock, Oklahoma said goodbye to a man that has long time been a supporter of the NAACP Youth Council, David A. Brown. David A. Brown was born on Emancipation Proclamation Day, January the 1st, in Bastrop, Texas. So many people, have so many things to say about David Brown. Some will hail him as a loving father, some as a devoted relative. And the employees at the Santa Fe Railroad, the Huckins Hotel, and the Department of Defense at Tinker Air Force Base will rate him as a dedicated worker, a faithful employee, a member of a family that expands beyond the hereditary boundaries of his own family. David A. Brown was Mr. Prince Hall. Since 1921, he has given his life, not only in the services of the Masonic Lodge, but also in the business of organizing and reviving a number of lodges, chapters, courts, and councils. He has served as the worshipful master, the illustrious potentate, the deputy of the desert, the district deputy grand master, the grand senior warden, and named the office, and he has held it in the Masonic family. Maybe the thing that he prized most was the fact that he was able to establish the Herons of Jericho in the state of Oklahoma. But that's not the whole story. On June 26, 1984, the Prince Hall family recognized him with a reception in his honor. The Grand Master of the state of Oklahoma paid additional homage to Brother Brown by making him the District Deputy Grand Master Emeritus. Yes, today at 1 o'clock, it was goodbye to Mr. David Brown. We should never forget Mr. Brown. The people at Tabernacle Baptist Church will remember him as a faithful member, as superintendent of the Sunday school, as a president and member of the usher board, as a director of the BTU, as a member of the men's chorus. Yes, Tabernacle Baptist Church lost a member. But this evening, the Old Testament was read by Reverend M.L. Tucker, the New Testament by Reverend B.T. Wilson, and that was a prayer by Reverend W.K. Jackson. And the Tabernacle choir that he loved so well sang, and that was Resolution by Queenie Hicks. Then Reverend James Tucker sang a solo. And the Grand Master, Mr. Herman E. Duncan, spoke for the Masonic family. That was a solo by Loretta Green, and a final eulogy by Reverend John L. Meshack. Yes, Tabernacle Baptist Church lost a member. The NAACP Youth Council lost a devoted friend. And now for a personal touch. Clara Luper lost a friend. Because through the years, Mr. Brown has stood by us along with his lovely wife, Henrietta. And when I returned to Oklahoma City and found out that Mr. Brown was dead, I know he took a bit of all of us with him. Clara Luper reporting, KBYE in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Dr. A.L. Dow is a national known leader. When the news reached the NAACP's national convention that the Bohannon decision had been reversed, there were questions that were asked. Some of the questions were, when is Oklahoma City going to honor Dr. A.L. Dow? Did you know that Dr. A.L. Dow, who's the only optometrist black in Oklahoma City, whose office is at 934 Northeast 8th Street, the telephone number is 2350536, has never been honored in a proper way by this community? All of the educators with their big degrees and with their amount of degrees have never thought about the man that made this day possible. We are going to do something about that. Dr. A.L. Dow, our optometrist. Those of you that need to have some work on your eyes, why don't you call 2350536. Dr. A.L. Dow. Now, in order to keep up with what's happening in Oklahoma City, we'll be talking to Mr. Joe Singer in a minute, and I know that you will certainly enjoy hearing from Mr. Singer because he has something very, very special to report. I have a new job this summer, and I'm so excited about it. I want to tell you about it. I am a national representative for the Life Flight Services Incorporated. Now you're saying to me, what are the Life Flight Services Incorporated? Well, it's a business. You have insurance on your automobile, you have insurance on your home, you have insurance on yourself, but I have a special type of services that I want to tell you about. First, I want to ask you some questions. What would happen if you became ill or were injured away from home? Wouldn't you want to be back with your own doctor and family to receive the treatment and care you need? I have good news for you. Life Flight Services will bring you back home. If you're a member of Life Flight Services, your way will be paid back home. Would you want to be in a strange hospital and receive treatment from an unfamiliar doctor? No. That's why I'm working for Life Flight Services, because I will get you back. I never shall forget when one of our leading ministers became ill at a convention. Do you realize the expense that was involved when his family had to come to the city to see about him? Well, see, with Life Flight Services, if you're ill, they will bring you back to your own hospital, to your own doctor, and it will not cost you a penny. Now, this is for less than 28 cents a day. After all, it's better for you to have Life Flight Services than not to have it. Do you realize how important speed can be when a life-threatening medical emergency is involved? For example, if you need an organ for your body, Life Flight Services will fly it in. Have you ever thought about you or a member of your family having a stroke or heart attack? I want you to think. That's why I want you to call me at 424-3949, and I want to tell you about Life Flight Services. Services that you can get for less than 28 cents a day. Now, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Do you realize that if you got sick in New York City, it would cost you, a ton of money to get back to Oklahoma City? And then if something should happen to you out of the state, at this time, they will bring you back. Isn't that something? Now, that's something to talk about. That's a services. I've seen other people enjoying these services, but now I'm bringing them home to my people. And I want you to call me at 424-3949 and tell me that you want the services. I'm so happy to be home, and I've come home to tell you that we need you in NACP. Now, you can't escape. Now, you cannot continue to ride on somebody else's back. You're going to have to get up off your behind and get an NACP, too. You can get a membership for $10. Clara Luper reporting for Dr. A.L. Dow, our optometrist.
Sorry, I had a little interruption here, but I'll be back with you. I'll be back with you because I've got to bring you in. I've got to. And I know I can. I know I can. Okay. Just 1 minute, I'll be with you. Just 1 minute. Okay, it has to go right. Okay, we all ready to go? Okay.
And gentlemen, we're having a little difficulty with our telephone line, but we'll be back in just a minute with Mr. George Singer. And certainly we do have something very, very important to tell you, and we can hardly wait. Let me go back again. Those of you that would like, you know you're going on a trip, and you need some flight service. Call me, 424-3949. I want to be your top service representative. This is what I really want to do. I want to do it. I want to be your top representative, because if you should go on vacation and run into a problem, I want to be remembered by telling you about life flight services. Everything's going to be all right. Finally we get our telephone straight, and everything will be all right. Everything will be all right now. All you have to do is just hold it for 1 minute. Okay.